Hi there everyone, Leaping Larry here, and this is Kerbal Space Program. Sort of like a light-hearted space simulator slash construction builder thing. Only with extremely realistic orbital mechanics. Mind you, on a much smaller scale, as far as the solar system goes. And we're going to go for a science gameplay here so that we don't have to worry about any sort of money or funding. We can just worry about science and building the next stage to get the next step in the science. I will choose a little logo here for us. Now we need a better flag than that. Let's go with the capsule. Sure, that seems good. Leaping Larry, difficulty options. Yeah, sure, normal sounds good to me. So, for this first episode, we're mostly going to be trying to get to an orbit, although our first craft is not going to be able to do that. So here you can see our various buildings. Here's where you launch it. And here's your vehicle assembly building. You can see the track where they would bring out the vehicle to be launched. Here's your tracking station to track any objects you have in space. Your research and development facility. This is where you hire astronauts when you're getting low. Administrative building, which is really useful more for if we were doing the career mode. And then spaceplane hangar here for building space planes. Now I'm no rocket scientist and I can't even pretend to play one here on YouTube. But basically the way this is going to work is we're going to do a lot of trial and error and a lot of fumbling about and just see how that goes. So first, when you're building your rocket, you need to start with your command pod. There we go, there's our command pod. Now, of course, we'll need parachutes. We're coming back to Kerbal safely. See, what else do we have to work with here? Structural. Oh, there's some fins we can use. And there is a science pack. Boy, interesting. Cargo. That wasn't there last time I played this. Okay, so I guess there are no control surfaces and there's no decouplers. So in that case, we're just gonna strap a solid fuel booster to this thing. Put on some fins here for aerodynamics. And we're basically just gonna hope for the best. We'll take this science with us too, why not? Do two so that... Although the problem with taking this science, I guess it would actually make more sense here because then I can EVA and still collect the data. So we'll put the science pods there. Okay, and I think that's our first rocket. We're ready to launch it. So we come up here. Click launch, and of course with our solid fuel boosters we have no way of throttling them or turning them off. Once they go. So we're just gonna first of all take some science here. That seems like we'll do a crew report, seeing that it gives us 1.5 science. That way next time we'll do it as we're just taking off. Do one side of this mystery goo, keep that experiment. And now we can throttle with the shift key, but throttling of course won't matter. As you can see, if I throttle down, we're still just going full throttle. Oof. Oh, okay, we made a slight mistake. That's okay. I forgot to set up a stage. But the important thing is that the parachute survived that. That's the important part. Whew. We won't make that mistake next time, I promise. Off to a good start. At least Jebediah survived the mishap. That's the important part. So, we can fast forward here. Yes. Yes, I know. But it's such a small craft, physical integrity should hold up just fine. So we'll fast forward till we get closer to the surface. There's our vehicle assembly building. Look at this. Not sure what that is. We'll build something to go and check that out eventually. Alright. Slow down the time warp now, so that we don't have any unfortunate incidents. Gonna land right on the ramp. And tip. Okay. But that's okay. I think we still need the EVA, and we can go EVA report. There's some more science. We can take a surface sample. There's more science, and we can collect this data to make sure we get it. Okay, and then we'll go back inside. Now we will recover our vessel. There's our first flight. I wouldn't call it space flight. But we got 27 signs from it. Not too shabby. Jebediah Kerman, he survived. We can afford some new rocketry parts. 27, so I could actually get these two parts. What does this give me? Oh, that's the decoupler. That would be nice to have too. This gives me a solid fuel booster and a liquid fuel. But then I would have to carry the whole payload up and back down again. Not so good. This would give us more science. Let's go with that. Oh, and this gives more science again. Maybe I'll do that. And then we'll take the better rocketry afterward. Yeah, and then I'll take better rocketry here. Here we go. That's all I got to spend. So now we can make a slightly better rocket this time. So let's keep the capsule the same. Let's throw this part out. There's our liquid fuel tanks. Get a bigger booster to work with now. And most importantly, we actually have a decoupler now. We'll put the decoupler on there. RCS tanks, batteries. Okay, so service bay. See, this wasn't here by default last time. You would need a mod for that. So that's interesting. Oh, just in case we do make it to space, maybe we'll... wrong heat shield. Maybe we will just put a heat shield base. In case we actually make it somewhere. I don't think we'll need the radiator panel. We shouldn't be going up that fast. We'll mount one of these on though. So, just in case we get stuck in space and we need to send the data back remotely. That there where Jebediah can reach the instrument, and same with this weather instrument. This will take the barometric pressure, and this will allow us to take the temperature. We don't need the cargo. I'm wondering about... I think that one parachute should be enough. But this could be useful. These are drogue chutes. Now see, I'll show you what I forgot to do last time. So what you need to do now is come down here and set this all up. Like for example, these are on separate. Want these to go last. Perfect. So now let's put on, for now, we don't want this to get too heavy. I'd like to see the center of mass. That just see how heavy this is. And then coupler. And then let's just go with super simple. Super simple design like that. Sure. That looks promising. All I got, I think. Alright, let's see what happens here. First, booster goes. Then this will decouple. Then this engine will fire. Then I can decouple this. And we want drogue chute separate. And then the main chute will fire. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, let's see what happens now. Ready for our second launch. Not necessarily expecting to get to orbit or anything, but we might actually get out of space. Now this time, as soon as they take off, I'm going to have them do the crew report. I already did one of the mystery goos from the landing pad, but we haven't done temperature from the landing pad. So that's a good place to start with those. Same with the pressure data. Alright. I'm going to throttle up now just so that I'm ready when I drop that first stage. Make sure that stage will drop. Yep. Okay, let's go. Go. Probably go SAS on just to help me keep this thing stable. We want to turn about 90 degrees if possible. Oh, not that way, this way. Yeah. We turn towards 90, that will be towards the way that Kerbal rotates. Actually, let me just cut this off. Let's just see how high we got. 15,000. Okay, let's... If I can get this to 70... Yeah. Not gonna have nearly enough fuel, but we're gonna do a nice... I'll just drop that stage. Sorry, I should have done that on screen so you could see it, but there. We dropped our final stage. We'll just stay towards retrograde now. Observe this mystery guru. I forgot to do that one crew report, so we'll just do a crew report here. Upper atmosphere. I don't think we're going much higher than that, are we? No, upper atmosphere it is. It starts me so far zoomed out for some. Sure. Right. Look at that. There's the Space Center way down there. About to hit the apogee of our little flight here. See, there's the Mun there. One day we will get to that. Now we're falling back down. See? Now you can actually see inside as well. So here's what Jebediah is seeing right now. His windows right here. There, and look, we get a good view of Kerbal right there. Got some instruments that are functional in here. Most of it is decoration. Not food. Food, not food. Air. That's laundry, toothbrushes. Perfect. What more do you need, really? Okay, yeah. So 25. We could probably actually deploy our drogue chutes. Let's do that right in this atmosphere right here. It's slowing us down. There, those slowed us down. Do a splashdown this time. Quite a distance away from the space center. As soon as I get to that lower atmosphere, I'll deploy the main chute, and then I will fast forward once again. There we go, all chutes are deployed. Time warp it. There's the drogues open. Watching our height. Good thing about sea level is that it's very easy to tell how far down you are. That really slowed us down. So when we get down to, when we splash down here rather, I'm gonna have him do another EVA, and he's gonna collect all this data so that we make sure that we actually have it with us. And he will do an EVA report and a surface sample since we're landing in a new biome. Each biome on Kerbal can give you a different type of sample. So let's have him EVA now, and he'll just hold on here. Have him do his EVA report. That's here. Let's. I don't think a spacesuit was entirely necessary to get here, was it? Probably not. And then we'll take a surface sample. You've taken a sample of the water. It appears to dramatically increase the surface humidity of anything it touches. Very scientific stuff happening here. So we'll take our pressure data, take our temperature data, and we can carry one of these. Sure. And then we'll go back inside. Now we will recover the vessel. So we didn't quite touch space, but we came close. And look at that. Now we have 40 more science points. So now we can come in here. Here we go. Let's get some better rocketry. Stability might be good too. Way to forward this stuff. So, might as well just buy that. And we might as well buy, yes. Yeah, might as well buy stability as well. So now we have the whole first tier. And I might go for some basic science. Ooh, this will allow me to build my first drone, my first probe. Okay, general construction. The stability, that launch enhancer, that is very useful. And so are these struts. This must go. Wow, what is these? Different engines? Oh, it's a firework launcher? I'm very confused by these. I've never saw those before. And then this is a smaller engine, which is nice for when you're building your probe. So we'll probably go for like this first. There's MechJeb, that's a mod. That can just help us do some automation in the flying, so I don't have to time everything completely perfectly. I can let the computer, you know, do some of the legwork for me. So now we have bigger fuel tanks and everything. So I'm gonna throw basically the whole building, or the whole vehicle again. Now this one, let's see, we got two different engines now. Slightly less mass. Oh, this one has the swivel though. So this one can give us a lot more control. This one is slightly more thrust, but can't swivel. So we're basically going to convert to the swivel engine. And now we have these thumper. So I think we might do away with a solid fuel only first stage in favor of a liquid stage now. Let's try and see what happens when we just have this. This tank would run out so fast though. We saw how fast that other tank ran out. Let's try this. Let's go 2 and 2. So we'll go 2, put the swivel engine on. Then we'll put our next decoupler on. So, oh good, we do have radial decouplers. And now we'll do 2 of these bigger tanks. Actually, let's see the center of mass of this thing. How about 3? Try that. Another swivel on it. Now this is going to be dangerous until we get another type of rocket booster, solid fuel booster, that will allow us to basically eject anything we have coupled onto the side. They're just little solid rocket boosters that allow you to fire towards your rocket, which then ejects your solid fuel boosters away from it, which reduces any chance of collision. Because we're going to strap these 4 boosters on here, like so. That looks pretty good to me. Sure. I'm going to strap those on there like that and hope for the best. And if that doesn't work, then we'll use this to extend that radial decoupler thing out and see if that helps. But first we'll try it without it, just see what happens. Let's see under aerodynamics. That might help us a bit. Let's add some fins. I don't think these actually have control surfaces yet. No, these are just winglets and your fin. Soon we will have control surfaces, which will make it easier, but again, this Reliant engine, this swivel engine, should help us a bit. It's a pretty dead center of mass until I drop those fuel boosters. I'm gonna move this engine to fire. Wonder if it should all just fire at the same time. Yeah, let's do that. And then this will drop, and that, and then I can drop that first stage. And I can fire the engine, then I can drop that second stage, then the parachutes, and then that. That looks good to me. Make sure I'm not missing anything new. No, that looks like all of the things. Alright, let's make this next flight. Let's see how high we can get this time. See if I can at least get into space, if not get an orbit. So I'm gonna try and keep it very straight. Actually, I could probably decrease fuel consumption of that main engine. I want to keep it nice and straight because when I drop these boosters, last thing I want is for them to hit the main vehicle. I'm gonna cut the engine. I'm gonna cut the engine. These boosters, I'm thinking have get me way higher than what I need to be. So we'll drop those. Let's check the map. Oh yeah. Wow. That's quite high. We only need to get to 70 to leave the atmosphere. And because we're on such a wonky, won't be able to just burn into the apogee, I'll have to make a complicated, ridiculous burn. 36-second burn, which I guess I do not have. fuel. So, light of that, we'll keep it really low. There's 60,000. That would even bring us back down. We'll turn the vehicle to where we need to be first. Let's turn off the electric charge for a minute, can we? Yeah, turn off the electric charge for a sec. Let's fast forward to this event. Just want to make sure we don't run out. Okay. Let's do the temperature and stuff now. Log temperature, let's do pressure data. Do a mystery goo. And let's do a crew report. Okay. And now we will burn for this node. See what happens here. Yeah, definitely not going to have enough fuel. I think that's for all my stages is what it's calculating there. That's fine. That just means we'll have a slightly high long flight back down. Drop that. To our next stage. We probably won't have much fuel. Not enough to get into actual orbit. That's fine. We'll just drop that stage now. We'll turn to retrograde and get ready to re-enter. As you can see, there's our flight. So it looks like we will be landing. We came up here. Like we'll be landing somewhere in this area. Now we can actually probably get away though with twist it like this so I can see him nicely. EVA with him real quick. EVA report and get back in. Here we go. Here's our first EVA report from space. I think I got Mystery Goo in the upper atmosphere. Let's try Mystery Goo when I get down into the lower atmosphere this time. Turn back to retro. Fast forward a bit now. Go, we're getting closer now. Should get some re-entry heat this time. Now when you're getting re-entry heat, you can look here at this ablator plating here. This is what protects the aircraft. And it's this plating that burns up and falls off. And so this is the amount of the plating that's available. You don't want to run out of that plating because you need that to absorb the heat and then fall away from the aircraft. That's what is protecting it. So yeah, we're definitely getting some good re-entry here. See, look from Jebediah's perspective. Oh, nice view of the Mun up there. Lovely, lovely. We can see the atmosphere is getting more dense. It turns solid black. Can't see the stars anymore. The lighting effects. But we can see the Mun. Look at that. One day we'll be at the Mun. Jebediah, I will get you there. Okay, so now we're slowing down. Now the drogue chutes can come out. Once I reach that lower atmosphere, I will go for the mystery goo observation. Barely used any of that ablator plating. Can jettison the heat shield as well. Look at that sunrise as we're landing. Looks pretty cool. Okay, let's do the observe this mystery goo now. See if I already did that one. I must have, only 1.6. So make sure we take this science on the right hand side. That's why I like to bring 2 of them with me. Fast forward a bit again here. And we can open our main chute. It's then 1,000 meters to go. Main chute's now open. Fully deployed. Slowed our descent to a nice, just about 7 meters per second. Anything over 10 and you're risking some serious damage or explosion to your spaceship parts. Once this gets down into the double digits, there we go. I'll reduce the time warp so we don't have any funky physics happening. When you're in that time warp physics there, it doesn't lock the physics, so you can have some really weird behavior. Okay, so now I already did a crew report and I already did an EVA report. I did a surface sample of the ocean already, so now we just need to get outside to take this last report here, or collect this data I should say. Okay, now we go back inside, board, and recover the vessel. See how much science this got us. Wow, 55, nice. That was a good amount there, so that can get us one of these things. And I think I will go with basic science because this will allow me to collect more science from places I'm already traveling to. Basically maximize the science so that I can get better rocketry, get a little bit further. So we'll do that. Perfect. Next time we come back, we will add some more science gadgets to try and collect some science from where we've already been. And then we will try and build a vehicle that can actually achieve an orbit, a stable orbit around Kerbal. Until then, thanks everyone for joining, outro words and everything like that. See you next time.